Hey there, fellow food lovers. Today, we're diving into the delightful world of baking with a recipe that's going to make your kitchen smell like a cozy autumn afternoon. Yes, we're making apple butter cinnamon bread. And the best part? It's a no-knead recipe, which means you can say goodbye to all that arm workout nonsense. So grab your apron and let's get started. First, let's talk about the star of our show, Granny Smith apples. These little green gems are not only tart and crisp, but they also bring a delightful zing to our bread. We'll need about 2 cups of them, cut into 1/4-inch cubes. If you're anything like me, you might be tempted to munch on a few while you chop. No judgment here, it's all part of the process. Now, let's sweeten the deal. We're going to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This is where the magic happens. Brown sugar not only adds sweetness, but also gives our bread that lovely caramel flavor. You know, the kind that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? Next up, we're bringing in the spice of life. Literally. Grab a tablespoon of cinnamon powder. If you can find fresh cinnamon, that's even better. The aroma will be enough to make your neighbors knock on your door, wondering what's cooking. Now, let's not forget about our butter. We'll need 1/2 stick of salted butter, cubed into tiny little pieces. This will add richness and moisture to our bread. If you're feeling adventurous, you can even use unsalted butter and add a pinch of salt later. But let's keep it simple for now. All right, moving on to our dry ingredients. We'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is the backbone of our bread, so make sure it's fresh and fluffy. If you're feeling like a health guru, you can swap in some whole wheat flour or even oat flour. Just keep in mind that the texture might change a bit, but hey, we're all about experimenting in the kitchen, right? Now, let's get a little wild with our optional ingredients. If you love a little chewiness in your bread, toss in 1/2 cup of raisins. And if you're feeling extra wholesome, add in a cup of rolled oats or oat flour. This will not only add texture, but also boost the nutritional value of our bread. Who says you can't have your cake and eat it too? Before we dive into the mixing, let's talk about our wet ingredients. We'll need a tablespoon of vegetable or olive oil to give our dough a nice sheen. And of course, we can't forget the water. We'll need 2 cups of it, but we're going to heat 1 cup in the microwave for about 2 minutes. This little trick helps activate our yeast and gets the rising process going. Now, let's put it all together. In a large mixing bowl, combine 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of brown sugar, and 1 packet of active dry yeast. Give it a good stir to make sure everything is evenly incorporated. Then, pour in that warm cup of water and mix until you have a slightly wet dough. Don't worry if it's a bit sticky. That's totally normal. Next, we're going to add in our tablespoon of oil and give it another stir. This will help coat the dough and keep it from sticking to the bowl. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to place our dough in the microwave next to that cup of heated water. This creates a warm, cozy environment for our dough to rise. Let it sit for about 30 to 60 minutes. You can use this time to clean up your mess, or better yet, take a little snack break. Once your dough has risen and doubled in size, it's time to add the good stuff. Toss in that fragrant cinnamon, the cubed apples, the cubed butter, and if you're using them, the rolled oats and raisins. Gently fold these ingredients into the dough. We're not looking to deflate it too much. We want all that airiness to stay intact. Now, we're going to let our dough rise one more time. Place it back in the microwave next to the heated water for another 30 minutes. While that's happening, you can preheat your oven or air fryer to about 390 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your dough has risen again, it's time to bake. Grease a loaf pan or line it with parchment paper for easy removal. Pour your dough into the pan, smoothing it out as needed. Then, pop it into the oven or air fryer and let it bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. You'll know it's done when the top is golden brown and a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. And voila! Your kitchen is about to become the most popular spot in the house. When the bread is done, let it cool for a few minutes before transferring it to a wire rack. The aroma is going to be heavenly, and you might find yourself doing a little happy dance in the kitchen. Now, here's the best part, serving it up. Slice into that warm, fluffy bread and slather on a bit of butter or even some apple butter for an extra treat. Trust me, your taste buds are going to thank you. So there you have it, An easy, no-knead apple butter cinnamon bread that's perfect for breakfast, a snack, or even dessert. It's packed with flavor, loaded with goodness, and oh so simple to make. Plus, it's a fantastic way to impress your friends and family without breaking a sweat. Remember, the key to a fulfilling and enriching life is to approach every aspect with intent and purpose. And what better way to do that than by baking something delicious that brings joy to yourself and others? So go ahead, embrace your inner baker, and enjoy the process. Happy baking!